The final control group in the color palette control pane is for Google Maps integration, and it's a very easy feature to implement. But before I do that, I do want to move back over into my template browser and make sure that I've updated our working template with the current settings. And the reason for that will become obvious in just a moment. So back to Google Maps, let's go ahead and enable that feature by turning on the checkbox. The gallery will re-render, and you'll see that nothing has changed. The reason for that is simple. In order to use Google Maps, you need to have a group of images with GPS data already embedded into the metadata. These being JPEGs from my cell phone, they don't have GPS information. And so to demonstrate this feature, I need to call up another collection of images that have GPS data embedded into the image metadata. The first thing you'll notice is that we lost our gallery settings, but not to worry, that's why we save templates to the template browser. So we just go over, apply that template, and we're right back in action. Now these images were kindly contributed by Joseph Coulson, who is an excellent photographer who does use geocoding on all of his images, and he was kind enough to lend these images for demonstration purposes. He was also instrumental in developing the geotagging feature that we're using in the Highslide Gallery. So let's go back now and turn on the Google Maps feature, and when we do that, you'll see that we get this little icon in the upper left hand corner of each thumbnail. And this is going to be the map link. Now we can't click on this in Lightroom, but I'll show you how to use this in just a moment. Before we get to that, I have added some of the images from our previous collection to this collection as well, just to demonstrate that when an image has GPS information, the icon will show. And if you have a mixed gallery where some of your images do not have that information, there's no icon. So there's going to be no mistaking. Images that have the information have the feature, and images that don't have the information don't have the feature. So it's okay to go ahead and mix those in a single gallery without causing any sort of interface confusion. Now you have several options for the icon. There are a couple of different globe icons here, and then there's also a map icon. So you can change that into a little map. But let's see how this thing works. So with that enabled, we are going to go back to the left-hand control pane, and at the bottom hit the Preview in Browser button. And this is going to render a preview of our image gallery loaded into an actual web browser outside of Lightroom. And with this loaded up, we're actually able to use the map features. So when I click on that, it's going to load a static map from Google Maps showing the location that the photograph was taken. Now because this is a static map, you can't really interact with it, but if you look at the caption, it shows the map coordinates and they're hyperlinked. So that when your user clicks on this, it's going to open up a new browser window or tab, and it's going to show that location in the full Google Maps interface. And here, users are able to scroll in and out of the image, pan around the location, search nearby, and even get directions from their home address to wherever that image was taken. So Google Maps provides a lot of really cool features, and you can access those simply by enabling one checkbox in Lightroom. The last thing I'll show you is that if you go back up to the box over tooltips, you can turn those on, and one of the options is show on map links. And so when this is enabled, you're going to get tooltips on the map links that tell you what to do. So by default they say map, show location on Google Maps. And if you want to change that text, you just come down to the image info pane, locate the map link title and map link description boxes, and you can change the content and text here. So that's the Google Mapping feature, and that wraps up our time in the color palette pane. So we're going to go ahead and close that down.